live by the afterglow. So this is Touhou, or Touhou I guess, Luna Nights, and it's a Metroidvania title which focuses more on the exploration and action, less on collecting, sort of like a classic Super Metroid type game. It has a feel of like a 2D bullet hell game just from the way that enemies explode and you're firing your bullets at enemies. You play as Sakura and the game has Simo, but you don't really need to know anything about Touhou just to enjoy it. And that's sort of like one of the big pluses of this game versus a lot of games that are sort of licensed or based off of some sort of series. The music's memorable, but it's also kind of repetitive. From what I heard, there's only one track playing all the time, and I kind of learned to ignore it, so it wasn't too bad. It just really feels like what if Castlevania meet Touhou, or Touhou, or however you pronounce it, as expected. It has some really nice 2D sprite work that feels like it was very lovingly and carefully crafted. The slow time freeze ability is really cool. I can't recall a game that really uses it other than Castlevania, where it's short and that freezes everything. This just freezes like, you know, if you use it with your weapons, you can freeze your weapons in midair, so the knives just get stuck and then unfreeze and then they hit the enemies and it's crazy. So it's a very fun gimmick to use. I don't recall seeing it really in a Metroidvania before. As I said, it sort of was done in Castlevania from the bits I played of Castlevania. But it's a rechargeable gimmick, so you have to give it time. Same with your knives. You have to let everything recharge in this game, and this adds a bit of a strategic element to things. So the graze ability, getting close to enemy without getting hit by them, it will restore your HP and MP depending on what enemies you are barely missing. So that's kind of cool. There are puzzles that sort of use precision use of the abilities, but they're not super hard. It may take you a few tries to do it, but other than that, it's fine. RPG elements of collecting gems to upgrade your character's abilities. You sort of get mini level ups after a while. And the game's about 6 hours in length. I didn't finish it all, but the 1 or 2 hours or so I put in were fun. So you don't really need to know anything about this series, as I said, to play this game. With that said, you don't also learn anything about Touhou or Touhou either. So it's sort of like you go in, you can enjoy the game just for its gameplay and graphics, and you still are none the wiser, which is kind of a double-edged sword, blade of sword, sorry. So the music's super repetitive, as I mentioned. I learned to ignore it. The experience is quite linear, so you won't get lost. The boss difficulty can be quite challenging, especially when you have to let your weapons recharge. There isn't much of a story, unfortunately, to this, so it sort of feels a little bit hollow in that sense. And there's not much to do after. There's just the boss rush after you've beaten the game. It goes for $20.49. I feel like it's a fun adventure, but there's really no replay value unless you want to re-enjoy the experience. Just remember, it's a very linear game. Once you beat it, someone's gonna go back and play it, but I wouldn't personally. Yeah, it's light on secrets. I would say it's still an 8.5 out of 10. I went into this not expecting anything, and then I thought, hey, this is a cool Castlevania Metroid-like, good introduction to someone to the genre without the other complexities of Metroids or introduction to Touhou or Touhou. So I would say with that, it's 8.5, and keep on seeing Luna and keep on gaming.